see it. Tiny little thing. Cute little bird. All right. Did this too quick. Oh, nice warm in here. Bloody hell. It's cold as shit. And it's a couple of left outside. Oh, shit. Come on, buddy. Where are you? Come on. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Oh, you were in the backyard. Well, come on. Oh, my lord. Boy, just running around everywhere. Oh. Well, that's why. Neighbor's dog's out here. Oh, bye. Hey, chicken. Hey, girl. Oh, Zukov, you poor baby. He really wants to hang out for her. He's whining. He's like, come on, Zooks. I know you want to probably hang out for her, but alas, that will not be the case for you, pup. At least for now. Oh, fuck. What am I doing here? Look at that. For a second. I have paper towels now in here in case I have to deal with fucking nose bullshit. Cause, dude, oh my god, that's just ridiculous. Really fucking ridiculous. I'll just say. Also taking advantage of the fact that it's actually kind of nice sunny day today, so I like that. I like that, Holmes. Put this up. And just do that. There we go. And boom. Alright, now I am cozy. Cozy. Sweet. So, this guy's fucking gracious, dude. It be as cold as ice. When the shit goes room. Do. Oops. Do. You're not sick, smoke. Hell yeah. Let me get this off too. Get my double glove layer going on here off. Ugh. Alright, now I guess we need some food first before we do anything. Okay. You needy little thing. Don't give me that look like all I give you is nothing but kibble. You spoiled little thing. Did I cough like a bitch if I hit the bong? Well, I mean, at least in times past, like how I've seen you hit that bong. I mean, what's the difference? Hey, oh. Got him. Yeah, dick now. I still have yet to take a hit or get my coffee so you get asshole ignore. You get raspy Ford F-150 advertisement jackass. That's what you get there, brother. About to sell you a goddamn Ford. And you're gonna like that motherfucking Ford whether you want it or not, brother. Gus, Glory, Ram. Like in the morning, I could pretty much nail that fucking voice. But only in the mornings. Like when my, like when it comes to, at least, with my, vocal cords being all raspy still. Ever shown you the peep? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you have. Pretty sure you have. You never showed me the bong, but I think you've shown me the pipe before too. Whoa. It's one of Dad's. Well, you better cherish that bad boy. I'll tell you what. Or 15 years. Hey. That's a nice little pipe. Reminds me of one that I had for a while, but then my dad fucking bumped into this table once and knocked it over. Because I saw it on the ground shattered when I came back from work, and I was like, what the fuck was that about? And he's like, oh, actually I bumped into it, hurt something, but I didn't, I don't know. It's like, you fucking goddamn, like, blind-ass fuck, dude. He does this a lot. Like, there'll be times where he's just, like, walking, by over here, and, like, even though he's looking down on the ground, like, 90% of the time when he's walking, he still, like, steps on the fucking food bowl and just food goes everywhere. It's like, you clumsy klutz of a fuck, dude. It's like, holy shit. It's like, man. It's like you also have, like, you're, like, king walking at this point. So it's like you should have, like, extra, like, positions of, like, balance. It's like, good lord. Hey. What are you doing? Just sit. Get on your chair. Get on the chair. Come on. There you go. Sounds like a miracle he hasn't broken your bong. Yeah, honestly. But to be fair, that pipe was a while back. I mean, I'm kind of over it now. As long as my pipe to club, my steamroller is fine. Because I got that at a little thrift shop that used to be next to a dispensary that was, I don't know, about like a 10-minute drive away or something like that. Not too far away. Actually, not even a 10-minute drive. It's more like 5 or 8-minute drive, give or take. And they had like a little small like glass display full of different pipes, and it's because there's like a local glass blower that would give them pipes to sell, and shit like that. as long as obviously he had like a little cut from it, but he was pretty laid back about it. And I just saw that Seymour. I'm like, bruh, thing looks like a fucking club. I literally straight told ladies, like, that thing looks like a club. She's like, yeah. It's like, that pretty much is, a full-on club, essentially. And it looks about thick enough to be used as one. I'm just like, yeah, seriously. Like, in home defense, if, last-second ditch effort, use that as a weapon. So, I mean, at least for me, I already, like, knew exactly what I'd call that thing. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to get it. And I saw, like, one or two other things that are kind of cool in that little shop, so I decided to, get a couple things there, too. But, I mean, but not too long after I went there, it closed down, like, because they were going out of business at that point. So, that certainly does suck. But at least, it ain't that big of a deal when it comes, like, in a sense that I still have peace. But it's still kind of sad that, a little small, little thrift shop like that, had to, close down. So, that sucks. I also cold I immediately regret opening the door. Well, that's your fault. I mean, it's still cold as fuck. In fact, we're probably going to have an ice storm, by tomorrow, too. Again. It's like, a lot of the snow that's we have right now has essentially just been iced over. Like, it's soft enough to where you can kind of crunch on it, but some of it, like, you don't leave a footprint at all. Like, it's so solid that you're just walking on top of it. So you're going to explore? No. Well, kind of. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on, but I noticed that there's, like, a video. We'll look at it. I mean, don't spoil me about it. I'll look at it later. I'll see what the fuck it's about in a minute. On my own damn time. Which will probably be later. And, like, by later, I mean, like, I don't know. 20 minutes. Give or take. Some bouts. Real Savor Scheiße. Schitze. Well, we'll get into it. Not much I can go off of when I don't know fuck all about it right now. Besides the fact, I guess that this is a thing. Because, just fuck Texas. Like, I mean, frankly, this is honestly arguably something I think, should legit be a thing. Like, I mean, where it's like, hey, like, if, like, the state, is going to, like, supersede in some way, shape, or form, where it violates, federal law, and, frankly, in a way, like, and honestly, it's just like, and on top of that, like, violating various different state laws, and just, like, basic human dignity and shit, then, yeah, like, the feds need to kind of step in to a degree. By sticking that nasty bitch in my mouth and sucking, I think I swallowed some medicine though. Wait, what? What? Makes sense. Because, yeah, you're supposed to put your mouth on it and not suck, but inhale. That's probably the problem. You decide to suck instead of just inhale, like... You put the end of the bowl in my mouth? Ew! Yeah, no shit, you're gonna get resin in your mouth? You mean, so you just like... Oh. Dude, my friend Harley has done that, and he will obviously immediately cough up a storm. Why would... There's a bong for a reason. Use that. I mean, good lord. But your dad wouldn't let you. Well, there's probably a reason why, because it's filled with nothing but immediate regret. That's probably why. You're probably filled with nothing but immediate regret. It's for someone I would have bombed by myself. Cherish it. Cherish it as your child. I still remember my first one. Like, that thing was like a triple, like, honeycomb perk bong, and straight up fucking, like, was built out of, like, titanium or some shit. But there was one time where, unfortunately, did take the sacrifice, to the stoner floor, where it took one unfortunate, tumble on the top, like, like on the where where the mouth part is, like this, the neck part, and it just like perfectly went. And I was like, fuck. I mean, I kind of ish repaired it, and it just never really hit the same. So I was like, oh. I still have it, actually. It's in my room, like, in a corner. Not unused now at this point, but it's just like, I haven't used it in a long, long time, but it's still there if I really do want it, I guess. I'm pretty sure I don't have a ball piece for it anymore, though. I mean, the only downgrade about it would be, like, the honeycomb perks. Like, every now and then, those things will clog up, especially if there's, like, a lot of, like, resin buildup or some shit. Or, so it's like, that thing definitely need to be cleaned very often, just because of that. Brewing up a Warhammer 40k lore and Holy Balls, I guess there's one universe with a fetch actually better choice. Frankly, in Warhammer 40k, there's not really inherently a good side. I mean, it is Warhammer after all. Come here. There we go. Clean this little fucker out. There we go. I mean, if it's between extinction, what's a little fast? Oh boy. Oh boy, Venom. Here we go. Or you're on your, well, I don't know, if it really had to come down to it for, like, survivability. It's like, oh, here we go. Buddy's just, like, slowly but surely kind of, like, getting back into that arc. I mean, it's like, if you're literally pretty much giving me between those two choices, then yeah, I guess I probably would pick the same as, like, well, guess I want to live, so I suppose, but honestly, I mean, at that rate, would I don't even think I would want that, so it'd be like, alright, well, had a good run. That could be my, I think that probably would be my forte about it, but like, alright, well, I guess we had a good run with that. That's a bad boy loaded. Early Halo novels, books being far darker pictures than the games do. I mean, that tends to be the case. Like, usually, like, the book versions of stories, tend to be a lot more darker. Which, I mean, most of the time, it's usually, like, the first, like, origins of a lot of that type of art. Like, wasn't Halo initially started as a book? I know, like, Dune, for example, was, and then there's, like, a lot of other, like, Warhammer is another one, I'm pretty sure is some that originated from novels. Like, a lot of things that start off as novels, the novels themselves tend to be way fucking darker than, like, different, like, adaptations or iterations of it, when it comes to, like, different media. The Human Covenant War is, like, World War II times 10,000. Oh, my God. Jesus. Oof. Oof. Humanity has like 1,000 worlds at the start of war, at the end 80. Damn. That seems like a little bit more than just like World War II times 10,000. That seems like more like a times a million. You're originally meant to fight counterterrorism. That seems like it has a little bit more of a sinister-ish background, depending on what the counter-terror, or I guess what the terrorism was in that. I mean, I don't really know too much about like the back lore, of Halo and shit. I mean, to be fair, I don't really know that much lore about it in general, but I mean, I'm at least somewhat. Hey, where are you going? I'm at least somewhat familiar about it. 6. What the fuck? Really? Ugh. The mechanic covenant were close to a civil war of outer colonies versus the inner. Basically, the outer territory started being treated like a resource bank for wealthy inner systems. Oh, I wonder what that's a commentary about. I wonder where we've heard that before. And if that's the case, why in the fuck isn't that explored in Halo? I mean, that seems like a pretty, like, honestly, that sounds more cooler, of a game than, for Halo, honestly, in my opinion. Like, I mean, like, when mankind first discovers, the Covenant, or the Covenant first discovers them, obviously First Contact. And, you kind of have to, like, navigate, like, a very, like, fragile, like, kind of, like, divided, like, human, republic, empire, whatever the fuck it is. I think that would honestly be kind of cool. Because I think, the different ways that you could kind of take a story like that would be really fucking interesting. And also, it should be like a multi-ending game too, like, in my opinion, where it's like, either like the outer worlds rise up, or like, or kind of takes the regular storyline arc, or inner worlds, take more power and control in the seas of the outer worlds, or whatever the fuck. I could kind of see some different ideas, being incorporated to that. After a few years of war, they start to respect our martial prowess and saw us as an equal. I guess that also explains why while every now and then there are some elites that actually work and collaborate with people. Like with the Arbiter, for example, right? Like, so that explains that in a lot of ways. And, and honestly, imagine, like, a game based around that time, where it's like during that shit, where, like, humanity's still, like, kind of divided and shit, and this war's going on, on top of everything. Like, that would be a pretty fucking interesting game. I mean, you can't deny that. That'd be pretty cool. Why hasn't, like, Bungie or, like, whoever's doing Halo now, like, why haven't they explored that? Like, that would be pretty cool, honestly. I mean, they've explored a lot of cool shit, when it comes to, like, Halo, in my opinion. Like, when it comes to, like, ODST, Reach, and all this other shit. But it's like, bro, I mean, it seems like some untapped shit right there. Leaves the Covenant knew, however, that humanity was the inheritors of the gods, the Forerunners, because the Forerunners AI straight up laughed at them and said humanity was meant for their tech, not the Covenant. Oh, damn. Ooh, that felt good. Fuck. Alright, enough lol again. Let's see what the fuck is going on up in this bitch, y'all. Well, I'll be going down Texas, I'll tell you what, that boy. Let's see.
Physical standoff versus better.
That's why they were sure, knowing that knowledge would shatter the Covenant at worst. Well, I guess that would probably also, yeah, I guess. That explain why they pretty much, like, fundamentally were against, like, humanity in a sense, at least when it came to, like, the elders or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean? So, there certainly is, like, it kind of explains a lot of, their dynamic, especially in the future when you get to, like, kind of play the games, like, when it's set, well after all that shit. But anyway, not Lord of Gagan.
Border Patrol agents.
So long as going all this shit.
In an overnight DOJ filing, feds confirmed the Texas National Guard, quote, has deployed armed soldiers and vehicles to block federal government from accessing the river. Oh, yes, I love a good old, some good old Texan independence, So,
Not my words, by boy. So it's like DOJ filing feds confirmed the Texas National Guard has deployed armed soldiers and vehicles to block federal government from accessing the river. An Eagle Pass in Texas for them that no Border Patrol agents will be allowed to enter Shelby Park in any operational capacity. Significant escalation in Texas after feds fought to remove Texas water barriers and raise water. Yeah, you know what? The feds are right. Fuck Texas. Like, yeah, they were sent there to remove all the insane fucking, like, death wire that was strawed up, across the fucking river and shit. With Biden re-earn your vote if you General Sherman to Gray Abbott. It just like reconstruction to Electric Boogaloo and just like General Sherman to Texas. Yeah, probably. That will certainly regain a lot of respect. I guess we'll see.
The document, I'm just guessing. The Texan National Guard. Well, actually, no. Who wants to kill Mexicans more, do you think, of these two? Because the problem between...
Texas. Because the feds were sent there to remove a lot of, like, insane razor wire and shit like that. Like razor wire buoys, set up on the river that Texas, set up. So, like, I mean, realistically, the feds, are probably taking a lot more of a liberal approach with this shit. While Texas is like, get him! Basically, so.
Is they have different levels at which they want to kill Mexicans.
What?
That's what the standoff is about, I assume. Texas informed them no BP agents will be allowed to enter Shelby Park in any operational capacity. This is a significant escalation by Texas.
Yeah, they had, like, not just saw blades, but, like, razor wire, barbed wire, just all sorts of weird, crazy shit like that, on buoys, strewn up against, the American side of the shoreline of the river. Yeah.
The feds fought to remove Texas water barriers and razor wire. Okay. So for those of you who don't know, all right, what Texas likes to do is, they put these, like, water barriers with razor wire in the Rio Grande. And what these do is if you're a poor, desperate, hopeful migrant looking to seek refuge in America, you swim across and you get caught in the barrier and you die. You die. You get caught up in it and you die. Like you're a child and you're looking for a better life and you're trying to swim across, and it's tough because swimming across a river like the Rio Grande is not easy. And then you get caught in the net and you...
Like a lot of parts of the Rio Grande are known for being pretty fucking dangerous to cross. Like, it's not like just like, oh, well, just swim across. Like, that's not how it works, like, most of the time when it comes to the Rio Grande. Well, just shut the fuck up, dude. Oh my god. Shut up.
Let me see. Texas, razor wire. Yeah, this thing. Here we go. Sometimes these are just below the water line, so you can't always see the orange, and you're swimming across, and the barbed wire catches on your clothing, and you die. That's the thing that it does. It kills you. And the Texans love this. The Texans want more of this.
So if they could probably help it, they would probably literally have half of the fucking river just filled with these things.
One thing. The other thing that Texans really enjoy doing is sometimes people will leave water...
If they put that up to a vote, how many Republicans do you think would go for it? At minimal, probably at least like 40% to half of them. Minimal. Dude!
In Texas, in areas where there isn't much human life, where the desert is too dry and inhospitable for human life, they'll leave water stations so that when migrants are making their way up, they can have water and not die. And what Texas Border Patrol folks will do is they'll cut those water, like barrels or bottles or whatever else. They'll destroy them so that instead people will die. So those are the two things that Texas is trying to defend here. They want the razor wire to kill people, and they want
to basically have them dehydrate to death in the fucking desert. Like, which also, I mean, there's been plenty of videos, especially throughout the border, just, different states where you have these, like, state agents or even Fed agents at times, literally just, like, go up to these, water stations or, stop people that will have a bunch of water that might, be offering, a bunch of water to people and stuff like that and just dump them right in front of their face. Just, like, literally just, like, grab the water and shit and just, like, literally just dump all of it right there on the desert.
Destroy the water to kill people. So that's my understanding of the situation, if I have it correct, and I'm pretty sure I do. Feds fought to remove Texas water barriers. Fought to remove Texas water barriers. So these would be what? Texas is erecting barriers to water? Well, okay.
But that's comparing them to its neighbors. Yeah. I imagine New Mexico, genuinely isn't probably as bad in comparison to Arizona or Texas.
Yeah, it is exactly.
I mean, hell, I bet California at least is, probably all right, in comparison to
what it says. I suppose I'll look it up because I know they have a tendency to cut those. Oh, by water barriers, we're talking about the non-razor wire barriers on the Rio Grande. Sorry, okay, so they're talking about the razor wire barriers and just the water barriers in general. Sorry. The destroying the...
Which, I mean, these regular barriers right here are also used, which I feel like that would be leverage to just, like, lift yourself up, or at least hold yourself up there, to kind of take a break for a second, and then just, like, either swim underneath it or just go over it. Like, those seem really easy to bypass.
Water stations along the way. That's just something they do for fun. Okay, now we know the stakes. So the federal government doesn't like the fact that Texas wants to murder lots of Mexicans. Okay, nice. We're caught up on the specifics of the situation here.
I mean, I like how it's literally about as simple as that.
Oh, right. I saw this. Yeah. Here we go. Everyone, Texas Governor Greg Abbott.
We are using every tool that can be used, from building a border wall to building these border barriers to passing this law that I signed that led to another lawsuit by the Biden.
Oh, this law that I signed that led to a suit. Oh, I do down the Clinton. Oh my God, he's letting out his other fucking slave owning plantation in him, dude. Ugh.
Where I signed a
fucking
law,
scumbag.
Making it illegal for somebody to enter Texas from another country. And they're subject to arrest.
I wouldn't be surprised if they start doing this in other states. It's like, well, we don't want them dirty Oregonian commies coming in, so it'll be illegal. I wouldn't be surprised if he does some shit like this.
To deportation. And so we are deploying every tool and strategy that we possibly can. The only thing that we're not doing is we're not shooting people who come across the border because, of course, the Biden administration would charge us with murder.
Believe that? With
That's pretty fucking blatant. What? Well, one thing we aren't doing is shooting the fuck out of them. The only reason why we're not doing that is because that communist Joe Biden over there would fucking try to sue us for murder. Yeah, I wonder why, you fucking piece of goddamn racist ass wheelchair fucking Biden shit. It's like, fuck this guy. He's like the rare exception when it comes to making fun of him for his, like, for his shit. Fuck this guy. Like, it's like, why don't you get rolled off into a fucking razor wire barrier, you piece of fucking shit, you motherfucker. Fucking worthless piece of scum. Like, I mean, fuck this genuine piece of fucking filth, dude. Like, fuck him in every fucking way, bro. Like, holy shit. He needs to get a fucking, goddamn Yucatan cactus shoved right up his fucking ass. Fucking piece of prick-ass fuck. Dude, this guy gets my fucking goat. I hate this guy with every fucking fiber in my being. This fucking piece of shit, dude. Racist piece of fucking dog. Fuck.
America, they'll charge you with murder simply for murdering people. You know? Governor of Texas, by the way, second largest state in the union, said unambiguously,
You know, man, dude, holy. I'm remembering that we were there moment with TJ going on his Greg Abbott rant. Oh man, me and Rose were there that day. Oh, that was such a good one. I'm just too bad it's not out there in the ether. I've tried to like push, be like, can this just be strictly just for patrons or something? Because god damn, it's so fucking cathartic.
the only reason we're not just murdering migrants is because apparently somebody, some liberal made it illegal to murder people, you know?
These damn liberal communists making it illegal to murder a non-American citizen. Damn them. Damn those communists.
Crazy, the stuff you can't do these days. So anyway, this is the political environment in which the Texas National Guard is trying to block the federal government from accessing.
Wait, base New Mexico governor, what's going on with this? What are you showing me? Unveils bill that bans assault weapons, raises age to possess a gun. Send wiper. From 1821. Oh. Saquon home to 3 to 14 days. Okay, fair enough. But what would be like the assault weapons thing here? Like, what would that mean? Let's see here. Such firearms determines how they deliver bullets made this year's version stronger than previous versions. Delivers bullets. Okay, such weird fucking verbiage. Streamline velocity. What? Oh my god. That's oh my god, dude. I hate when people who don't really completely understand guns try to define things that they don't get. Because holy shit. Like, whatever. I mean, everything else is fine, but I want to look at that because I knew it was going to be just like, oh my god, whatever. Including Pearson law enforcement body armor. I mean, I think most of it is. That's the kind of thing about gun laws. Like, there's always going to be stuff that's actually fairly okay, but the way it gets, like, executed, so to speak, when it gets actually, put down to, the paper and put down to execution and shit, there's always just, like, some weird fucking thing in there where it's just, like, where it makes it, like, one, overtly controversial, and two, like, just weird. And also just, like, not really, like, concrete. Like, I mean, because the definition of banning assault weapons and stuff, like, that's vague as fuck. Like, I mean, there are plenty of different calibers that, depending on the, ammunition used, could potentially pierce body armor. I mean, that, like, there's different body armor grades, too. Like, that's meant to stop, up to certain calibers. Should ask a gun expert to find an assault weapon. And honestly, like, there needs to be legitimate, like, like, gun law, like, lawyers and shit like that involved. And nonpartisan ones, by the way. I mean, like, not, like, ones that are just, like, bought on by the internet. I mean, like, legit, like, third-party, nonpartisan, just does their own thing type of shit, right? Like, they need, we need, like, a couple of those type of people. Because, like, I mean, they can at least help with, when it comes to defining these things into a verbiage of shit. Make something up pretty exact to define what she wants banned better. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not really an advocate of bans anyway, but, I mean, still, like, if they want to actually, like, make a, like, more concrete and set in definition of what the fuck they mean, like, they can consult with, like, a gun legal expert or some shit. Yeah, right, say which guns exactly in the legislation. Yeah, like, we're banning AR-style platform weapons, which, I mean, that doesn't necessarily ban everything, but when it comes to, weapons with an AR-style platform, then at least it's defined. Again, I don't agree with these, bans and shit, but, I agree with more restricted accessibility and regulation to these things. But either way, it's just like, I mean, at least then you're defining what the fuck you mean, you know? Because an assault weapon is, you know, realistically at the end of the day is a very broad thing. Like, it's really just, like, realistically, the real definition of that is a gun used to assault and attack people with. Which, any gun could be used for that. Whether it's a .22 pistol or a fucking AR-15. And in fact, honestly, like, most shootings happen with pistols. Like, I mean, long rifles and AR-style weapons and shit like that are, you know, a lot more deadly and tend to obviously make a lot more news and shit. But, I mean, the most common type of shooting is with pistols and shit. No one needs a full auto or machine gun. Well, with very strict requirements, I don't necessarily mind it. But, you know, an average Joe Schmo shouldn't just be able to get those things unless they are able to pass those qualifications, which would be obviously way more fucking stricter than just your basic, you know, test to see if you're just capable of having a gun in the first place. Like an A launcher or an RPG either. They can have it disarmed. I'll give them that. Like, they can have it, you know, like, in a sense that, you know, as long as the firing pin basically is taken out of it or some shit. So it's not really usable, but they could still have it. Or, you know, they can have it, but the only time they can go use it is they have to go to a firing range that allows those things. And would have the ammunition for it. Like, you can't buy the ammunition for it. It's like, you can't get it on your own. You have to go to a fire range, and you can only buy it there and use it there. You can't take it home with you, just like, you know, with some loophole or some shit. Like, you have to use it at those ranges only and strictly. But, you know, so, you know, it's like, I'm willing to, you know, like, be okay with those things as long as there's, like, super strict fucking things in place for that. Because there already are ranges where you could straight up fire artillery, you know, pieces and shit. Like 88mm guns and stuff, right? Like, so, I mean, like, if we already have that, just, you know, then just restrict it to those things. You know, if you want to shoot the big boom booms, you have to go to a fire range for that. You have to go to one that has that shit and sign paperwork and all that stuff and spend a fuckload of money to do it and have at it, Hoss. I mean, you know, that's like, I mean, honestly, to me, that's fair. Like, if you want to shoot like an RPG or something like that, you go to the fire range for it. There you go. You can have like a disarmed one, you know, to show off to the boys. Be like, yeah, this is like an Afghan Soviet RPG. Can you use it? No. It's disarmed, you know, for me to get it. But hey, everything else is still in the original condition. I mean, you know, it's like, because I get the idea of collecting, you know, I get it when it comes to collecting memorabilia and, you know, stuff like that, because I'm one of those kind of guys. I like doing that shit. So I don't necessarily mind it, but there has to be like very certain specific like kind of paperwork going in place and stuff like that, and they have to be disarmed. Like, because you could legally own a tank, for example, but the tank would have to be disarmed, where, you know, the gun on it, you know, cannot be used. Like, they, you know, weld everything shut and stuff like that, or they take the firing mechanism completely out. You know, so, you know, but either way, it's disarmed, and you know, good luck trying to find parts for that, you know, on the fucking civilian market. No militia dip should be able to get a Bradley. Legit one was rumored to be stockpiling them in Bama years ago. The rumors that they had combat-ready Bradleys. I think that guy's bullshitting. I mean, I know there are a lot of crazy-ass motherfuckers out there that like to hoard a lot of things, but that just seems like some bullshit. The military would notice if a Bradley or two were missing, you know what I mean? Like, that... I think that guy's just spewing shit out of his ass. I'm gonna be honest, that seems far-fetched. I wouldn't be surprised if he has maybe like a Humvee that's been decommissioned that he has and is, you know, decked out a little bit. I mean, that I'll believe, but like a full-on fucking combat-ready Bradley, bullshit. I mean, I know what you're saying, it's rumors. Heard it from a lot of folks. Probably because they like to spread the bullshit around. I mean, you know, like, you know, bullshitters like to talk a lot. And the fact that that motherfucker is saying so much and there's a lot of rumors and people talk about it a lot shows that I think he's talking out of his ass. Because if that motherfucker legit dead ass, like, has a few of them that are, like, combat ready, he would keep his lips tightly fucking sealed about that. Why would he be saying that to everybody? So that just seems like some hot bullshit right there. Like fresh, steaming pile bullshit. Like, I really genuinely don't believe that. Our friend the 80s and 90s and are falling out of use. Well, yeah, I mean, we were getting more modernized, vehicles and shit, but Bradleys are still used in, like, reserves and shit like that. Like, we still use Bradleys. I mean, so, like I said, that just seems like a lot of bullshit. Like, a lot of bullshit. I just I don't buy it. Like that motherfucker better be like, show that shit to my face, for me to believe it. What is your deal, dog? Do you fucking mind, man? Really? Was a militia dude told you? Militia car don't care if equipment goes missing in Bama. I mean, the national, maybe. I mean, it is Alabama after all, but not everyone who's like National Guard, inherently gets stationed at their state, so to speak. Some of them get stationed other places. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I suppose it's a possibility, plausible, but I genuinely don't buy it. They either don't get paid enough or are selling good old boys themselves. Yeah, I'm sure. But still, I mean, some ammo or a Humvee or something like that going missing is definitely fucking different than a Bradley. You know what I mean? Especially a few of them. It's not just one that you're saying he has. He has a couple or more, maybe. So it's you would be one you could just rule off as broke down and got destroyed. Or whatever. But a few of them, or the rumor from a National Guard buddy of mine. What is your deal, bro? What are you doing? Oh. 3 exactly, but it's 12 years ago. Well, I don't know. Whatever. Fast unlock later. Texas.
Border Patrol agencies even allowed to transport. Border Patrol agents in a vehicle towing a boat were denied access to Shelby Park, where the boat ramp is located. Okay, guys, going to sound a little dramatic here. However, the fate of American democracy,
oh God,
rests on Biden murking those f***ing Texans.
Oh, I wish. I mean, goddamn. I mean, laying it on a little thick, Vosh, but frankly, I weirdly enough don't necessarily disagree. I mean, because frankly, there needs to be some General Sherman-esque fucking action going on. We need Ulysses S. Grant again, dude. We need to resurrect Ulysses S. Grant, make him president again. He was a 2-termer, right? Well, you know what? It was, the whole 2-term limit was before his time. So, you know what? Fuck it. Whatever rules he gets, was of his time is what he gets. He gets to play by them fucking rules. So, fuck you. We need U.S. Grant to fucking, reinstill some bullshit again, dude. That and General Sherman as his VP. Resurrect them boys and, dude, the fucking GGs, dude. The fucking generals. Just have a proper fucking union military yunta there, boy. Establish a real true democracy. That definitely didn't sound authoritarian and all, but you know what? We're making an exception in this case. Hoorah, boy. Let's take it to them Confederate bastards.
When you get to a point where state governments have reached we're just going to murder migrants, and by the way, if the federal government tries to stop us, we're going to block them. Federal government's above the state government, okay? You go right back to that states' rights bullshit. Sherman's going to come marching south again, okay? Jesus Christ. Absolutely
Amen.
not. You cannot let them get away with this shit,
Especially considering there's a thing called, a supremacy clause. Federal law overrides state law. That really needs to get enforced again. Why aren't we enforcing that shit? Like, I mean, like when it comes to certain things, especially shit like this, the supremacy clause needs to like a big fucking like Clydesdale dick just plop its fucking meat right on Texas and just shove it up Abbott's ass because fuck that cretin.
Okay, the most uppity of the states. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Good General Sherman's fucking Belgian draft dick just boom, just unleashed that fucking just like melon on a goddamn branch, on a thick fucking maple tree branch, just like doesn't South ever get tired of losing? Apparently not.
This needs to be dealt with. Yep, there were so many unidentified border bodies left on the border already. Oh yeah, to be sure, like absolutely, 100%. Yeah, like we've seen this before with the forced hysterectomies of.
And also, when it comes to that type of shit, a lot of it is probably due to some coming to the environment. But I would not necessarily be surprised if also a lot of that is because the fucking border agents probably like beat the fuck out of like a lone migrant or some shit and just left him to die in the desert or something like that. I'm not even kidding. I would not be surprised. So, there isn't that much evidence of like them shooting them. So they'll go up to him and like beat him to death or something. Which honestly is more fucked if you think about it.
Women who came up through the border.
I mean, honestly, it'd be more merciful to just blop him. But nah, they'd probably legit beat him to death and just leave him out there. Because who's going to, do an autopsy to figure that out? Like, I mean, because, a couple bruises. Oh, well, they probably, got roughed up by an animal or something. They could literally rule it as like, oh, a coyote must have got him.
Anytime you have people who do not have legal citizenship status, people who are not well tracked or kept legally, they are like free game for psychopaths to murder, kidnap, traffic, whatever else. The Israelis do it with the Palestinians. There's plenty of records on that. People down by the border do it with migrants. People in America and Canada.
Every time I see one of those Confederate flag troglodytes, it's like someone getting their ass wrecked in a fight and then going around, yeah, I totally won, bro. Oh my god, every time I see one of those things on a fucking like truck or some shit like that, the urge to just like key the fuck out of that truck is really, really strong. Like, immensely strong.
Do it with indigenous people. Anytime it's kind of like, shaky ground legally, a little harder to keep track of people. It just attracts psychopaths. Trust me, guys, Texas is absolutely chock full of lunatics who want nothing more than to get together with their prepper buddies and start gunning down Mexicans at the border. I swear to God, like, this is a not insignificant portion of the Texas GOP electorate, okay? It's a real issue. Cannot let the federal agents be kept from there. On January 11th, I spoke with the Texas Department of Public Safety. The regional director advised me that it is the position...
Just slap a magnet over the flag that just says COPE. Nah, not a magnet. It would have to be a sticker.
Texas through the National Guard that it will not allow Border Patrol or DOD personnel who support Border Patrol into approximately 2.5 mile stretch along the national border near Shelby Park in any operational capacity. I was further advised that Texas does not want Border Patrol to be able to arrest, process, or transport migrants out of the identified area.
And also, like, I'm going to have to put it over it at a certain way so it's still visible. But COPE is still there, and it's going to be over it at least a little bit, so in order to take COPE off, they have to take off the flag too.
Pretty motherfuckers. Oh, sorry, federal agents, you can't travel to the border of your country? Nuh-uh. Cannot let this shit go. I'm not even speaking from a legal perspective. God's honest truth. I don't know the extent to which the state government has the ability to intercept and deny access to federal employees.
They really don't. Like, at the end of the day, federal law overrides state laws. So, I mean, at a certain point, there is an ability for the federal government to oversee whatever the state jurisdiction is. So, realistically, nothing. There isn't any. Like, constitutionally, that would be defended. But, because of the supremacy clause. But yet, because, the court, just being liberal pussies, like, without a goddamn spine, we've just, like, allowed state rights should just be a fucking thing again. And because at the end of the day, it always, the defense of those fucking, that idea is always down to like some racist, bigoted fucking bullshit, fundamentally. Like, I mean, I guess not as much, just because there's also things like legal weed and shit like that also kind of play a role into it as well. But like I'm not even like that's not even what I'm talking about. Like, it's specifically this fucking shit, because that's the whole point of like the whole states' rights argument when it's heavily fucking pushed out there. So I'm like, weed bro, talking about it is not a problem. If anything, I would agree that the supremacy clause shouldn't be enforced in that case. But in this instance, like, this actually does fucking harm. Like, I mean, and the federal government should fucking recognize that. Except when it comes to reproductive rights. That as well. I mean, if anything, honestly, the federal government should be enforcing the supremacy clause and be cracking down on these fucking states, doing these restrictive abortion bans. Because they would have the ability to do it. But, I mean, it's like, man, for whatever heinous fucking flaws and bullshit, our country had in the past, at least those motherfuckers back then had balls. If, something about state rights over there that the federal government don't approve, supremacy clause, and the government fucking literally overtly steps right the fuck in that shit. Like, straight up duels, fucking fist fights in Congress and Senate and shit. Like, at least motherfuckers back then had some balls, say what you want about them. It's like, fuck, where's that spunk? Where's that fucking shit, dude? Like, I mean, goddamn, like, I'd actually have a little bit of fucking respect for some motherfuckers if they actually had some of those balls. Oh, no, but they all want to talk the talk, and half of them, not yet, 80% of the time, they don't even do that. And they pretty much, like, 0% of the time, fucking walk it. Ugh. God damn, it's bullshit.
Okay, so I'm speaking morally. You can't let this shit. Among Republicans, how popular would the idea of landmining the border be? Fine. I'd be willing to bet like 1 in 3 Republicans, if you asked them, if you polled them, would probably be okay with invading Mexico. Guys, they were talking.
Dude, they want that. Like, I mean, they were openly saying that in the debates. I think he's about to say that.
In the one Republican presidential primary debate that we looked at, they were literally like bragging about the extent, like they were like competing over who most wants to invade Mexico. They're insane. What even would the point be? There doesn't have to be a point. The point is suffering. The point is the reason.
Basically, continue the drug war, exacerbate that, great replacement theory, racist dogma bullshit mixed into with it as well. Establishing a police state. I don't know. I mean, need to go on.
Demons. They want to drink blood. They want to kill. They're evil. That's the point, Can't go looking for rationality in the whole thing.
They basically just want the Minecraft miniseries.
Mexico.
First book was back in the 30s, and now we're part 2.
Really wouldn't be surprised.
Well, I guess realistically, probably like part. I'm gonna have to actually think about that. I don't know exactly the number, but we'll just do an approximate. 900. Part 900 something. 923. There we go. Just an approximate. Because, we also have to account for all, like, the other little mini Minecraft miniseries that happen all over the world as well, especially the ones that we like to bolster up to. So, I gotta think about that as well. So, there's a lot of multi-part miniseries going on here. It's lovely, isn't it?
I don't think any Republican legislator would say they want to nuke Mexico, but I think that if you ask them, like, yeah, what do you think we should do? Like, they're a threat to our country. Do you think we should nuke them? Like, they're invading our country. Do you think we should nuke them? I bet you that a lot of them would give, like, half answers to that. Really, I do. Because they're so hardline on the issue, they don't even want to come across as looking soft at that level, Jesus. Oh, we got a video accompaniment. I love video accompaniments. No audio? I kind of wanted that.
Got some. What's this? Just a drive. Why does it look the same?
Fighting the Fed would be a violation of any national zone. Look,
Ugh, Mitch is censored. Oh my god, YouTube.
I don't want to speak to the legality of the situation. Also, Texans are...
I like how it earlier let you say Confederate flag troglodytes, but whatever the fuck you were saying there won't let you say. Wow, lovely. Nice with the consistency there, YouTube.
You know, I'm only talking about the trying to see if I can find more information on this. Trying to see if Greg Abbott has talked about this. I don't see anything. It's
Probably not.
Camp Shelby Park. Shelby Park Border Patrol. Texas National Guard blocking Border Patrol from accessing stretch of border. I just want more info on this. You know, I don't want to sound alarmist here, but it's a pretty big deal. You know.
The Texas border where
I mean, the fact that honestly that there isn't really that much talk about it is a little also kind of concerning. Because like, and also like, I mean, what really is Biden going to be doing about this? Like, genuine question. Like, I mean, because is he just going to let it slide and just not give a fuck, or is he going to kind of put the hammer down a little bit? I mean, because I mean, there's like a lot of other problems with him right now. But I swear to fucking God, if this is like another one added to the list, and I mean, I'm gonna lose my shit, dude. Like, I swear to God, bro.
Reporters have seized one town's park despite the mayor's wishes. Images shot by the mayor.
What? Oh my God! So even the mayor's like, can we not like have this go on here, please? In Texas, like Abbott's like, no. It's like, man, what the dude? Oh my God! Even the mayor's like, yo, like, fuck this, dude. What the hell? Dude, even the mayor's like, can we not have, like, these razor wire barriers and have this whole situation go on, please? We're just a small little town. We don't want this.
Mayor's wishes, too, huh?
Air of Eagle Pass show fencing and military vehicles blocking the park. Now, the park is known to be a staging area for law enforcement carrying out Governor Abbott's Operation Lone Star, tasked with preventing immigrants from illegally crossing the border. The mayor of Eagle Pass saying, quote, this is not something that...
It's not illegal to cross the border. That's not illegal.
Immigration is really a bunch of...
I paused. It's not illegal to cross the border. That's bad framing. It's not just bad. It's not bad framing. It's just a lie. It's not. If you are a migrant or a refugee,
I mean, there's a reason why, like, states, you know, at least on the border, have been trying to push laws like that because, yeah, it's not illegal. I mean, the whole like illegal immigrant has just always been bullshit. The red eyes said 2 characters are a chance, so their heads changed to animal heads, and what I wanted to happen to cons. DeSantis will be given a head of a dipshit retard. Poof! Huh! It looks exactly the same.
Cross the border and then declare yourself at an appropriate, station. They're allowed to do that. That's how international law works. The administration argue that states cannot restrain federal officials from carrying their duties, that federal officials have primary responsibility for immigration policy and enforcement on the border.
Sounds like, I mean, with him quickly mumbling for that, I was able to understand it. It sounds like, yeah, the, federal government literally has, like, jurisdiction that overrides the state on this issue, and the state's like, nah. How about no? We don't recognize that. Fake news, actually. I refute that with a nuh-uh. It's just like, excuse me, bitch. General Sherman had come back from the grave.
Injunction issued by a lower court against the removal is not warranted while litigation.
Change him to a fish. Nah, I'd change it to a naked mole rat or something.
Because of the risk to, quote, human life posed by the wire, because of the supremacy of federal and law enforcement authority, the administration...
You know what? No, fuck that. I'm gonna change him into a goddamn, what's a really ugly-ass animal? Just some really ugly ass, like, fucking sea slug. Just some, like, weird sea slug, dude. Fish can't breathe on land. Neither can sea slugs. That's why I was thinking about something aquatic, because sometimes they either look really cool, alien, or just ugly as fuck. So, I was just thinking of one of the more ugly ass, creatures in the sea, and I was like, well, some variation of a sea slug. Plus, they could be made into fish sticks. Oh, yeah. Because it'd be a gay fish. Just like yay, dude.
The state responded in its filing to the Supreme Court that
differentiate slugs. Well, sea slugs, I don't know. Regular slugs, well, they eat snails, so I don't know. Slugs, I don't know. I know they eat snails, like, as, like, a dish. I don't know exactly what they call it. I think there's probably different dishes. But, For sea slugs, though, probably not. I don't think sea slugs are edible.
Wire fencing refutes the federal government's intended purpose of enforcing immigration policy. Defendants may not seek judicial blessing or practice that both directly contravene the same statutory obligations or require the destruction of plaintiff's property, the state said, citing a district court's ruling on the matter. The court has not said when it will weigh in the matter. Lovely. Ooh. Love to see this deferred to the Supreme Court, rendering its agents unable to place...
Oh, God, is this really going to go to the Supreme Court? Oh, my fucking God, I don't know.
Surveillance trucks.
I noticed that one kid in Australia got paralyzed after eating a live slug. Well, if I remember, I don't think he ate it. I think he licked it. If I remember, I think he straight up licked it, but because there was like a ratworm parasite or some shit on it, it literally went to his brain and fucked him up. I mean, which is honestly like even more wild because the parasite that he got affected with doesn't normally do that. It'll just normally just go for your digestive tract and shit, which obviously taking anti-parasitical medication would deal with that eventually. But no, not this motherfucker. The ratworm that he licked went straight up into his fucking dome. And yeah, that's how he got paralyzed. And yeah, and I think that same kid, I think recently died too. I think sometime last year or 2022 or something like that. Just that goddamn, yeah, dude. It really is honestly kind of a tragic story. It's like, damn, bro. Because I remember, like, you know, back in, like, fucking, like, 5th and 6th grade, there was, like, you know, I remember going on, like, some, you know, field trips, you know, where we're, like, going on little, like, you know, ecology, like, you know, biology, like, study stuff, you know, like, on hikes and shit like that. And we found, like, some slugs. I didn't do it, but a few other kids, you know, licked a few of them. And they ended up being fine. They just said, my tongue's kind of weirdly numb. You know, just kind of thought it was kind of weird or some shit. And I was sitting there like, ew, why would you do that? Like, but, you know, whatever. They were fine. But it's like, yeah, don't do that, though. Because you never know when some worm parasite thing is just going to go right up to your brain and paralyze you or something. Yeah. Nature be fucked sometimes.
And also says agents were denied access to a boat ramp used to access the Rio Grande as well as the staging area. An attached declaration by Robert Danley, Customs and Border Protection's lead field coordinator for the Del Rio sector and chief patrol agent, says Border Patrol agents and Texas DPS personnel were told by a mayor in the Texas National Guard that they would, quote, no longer allow anyone, including to include Texas DPS, to drop off or turn over migrants in the fast-off area. And post on Facebook for the state is taking full control. Major is taking full control of Shelby Park to prevent migrants from illegally crossing into Texas from Mexico. Mayor Selena says, that is not a decision we agreed to. This is not something we wanted. This is not something we asked for as a city. I want to make that clear. I would love to see people make a states' rights argument about how bad it is for the federal government to trample on Texas's business while the state of Texas tramples on the wishes of a city, you know?
Oh my God, dude. It's like, I mean, if you were want to, like, have the extrapolation of this argument, like, what about city rights, bitch? It's like city rights over states' rights, motherfucker. I mean, because honestly, if we really want to have this logic, extrapolated and, literally taken down an extra step, well, I guess two, it would be like city rights or county rights at that point. And the city that this county is in, and, well, just city itself, by the logic of states' rights, would technically, have a legal argument to say, well, what about county rights? And what about city rights? We don't want this, so, and you're overstepping our rights to not have this, in our city and in our county. So, I mean, it's like, do they really want to, like, extrapolate that argument down? I don't think there's a legal precedent saying one way or the other, as far as I'm aware, unless maybe back in the day, when there's this whole big issue during, like, the abolitionist movement or some shit, or, like, afterwards or something like that, where maybe it was, but as far as I'm aware, no. So, there's no precedent on it yet. So, interesting. What's this? Community post thing? Massive crack in Antarctica. Shelf spans 11 miles. Oh my God. That damn squirrel, dude. Dude, that fucking squirrel, bro. That motherfucker.
Fantastic stuff. Selena said he was informed the state is taking control of the park, quote, indefinitely under the governor's border disaster declaration that renewed in December. Texas DPS referred ABC News'
Fucking
questions
scrat.
to the Texas Military Department.
At least at the very end of it all, you did get that nut.
In a statement, a spokesperson for the Texas Military Department told ABC News the move was in preparation of future attempts by migrants to cross into the state to enforce venturing restrictions. Yeah, access to organizations that perpetuate illegal immigrant crossings in the Park and Great Eagle Pass area. Yeah, so the argument, the legal argument being made, essentially, is literally like, we are denying the federal government access to this area on the grounds that the federal government is allowing illegal immigration to happen. It's not
Which is not even remotely true. Like, Biden's administration has been very restrictive on immigration as well. Like, honestly, a lot of Biden's policies aren't that much different. And honestly, this is actually probably one of the few times where it is different. Like, I mean, because Trump would just be okay with this. Like, I mean, this would be a difference in immigration policy, you know, between the two. But unfortunately, that's not really exactly saying that much. Which is also another unfortunate why I don't think, you know, Biden might really do much about it. I hope. I mean, even if it's just like a little bit of something, you're like, oh no, you know, we're taking this to court, which it sounds like they are anyway. But that, if it's going to the Supreme Court, I doubt anything really like is going to come from that. So it's like he just needs to just take the fucking hammer down and be like, nah, I'm taking the hammer of Sherman on your ass. This was some kind of divine weapon. Think about it. He sees heaven full of acorns when he has that near-death experience. That's true. And also that acorn has the power to literally like create tectonic plates. Like, that thing is literally some divine, like, holy weapon from the gods, dude. Like, I mean, it really is. You're not wrong, dude. Someone's not gonna make it off the stream. Oh shit, Agent 47. No, fuck. Oh shit, dude. Yeah, someone ain't making off that train.
The federal government is interfering in our business. It's the federal
dude,
government.
we need it. Dude. Agent 47. Dude. You see where I'm going with this? I can't really say too much, I suppose, but imagine if, like, there's an Agent 47 mission. Let's put it this way. An Agent 47 mission where a corrupt, psychopathic governor is, like, you know, doing, like, crimes against humanity, basically, right? See where I'm going with this? See where I'm going with that?
Like a hostile entity that is perpetuating illegal immigrant crossings. Again, obviously...
Honestly, you know our fucking government got at least a few Agent 47s out there. Like, I mean, look at Epstein, right? Like, that was one. Like, and I'm not just saying a Agent 47. Like, they have a few of them out there.
Well, they're allowed to cross.
So say he doesn't have this ultimate weapon, the banana, but I know who gets it. But I know who you get one from. Oh, yeah. The one and only. Some say he's quite amazing.
Already allowed. But, like, this is insane. We need to do Reconstruction too. Biden needs to crush this state. What the fuck are you arguing about? Bricklayer. The term for the thing, Operation Lone Star, is LARPy because, like every other
fucking base. You know, every now and then lately I've been having issues with your text box, but that's the one that I'm like, amen, brother. Let's wave that union, red, white, blue, baby. Stars and stripes, baby. Let's go. Like, I mean, rare time where I'm like, you know, gonna just like link arms and just be like, let's do it, baby. General Sherman on my side, Bosch on the other, and be like, let's do it. Let's go. Let's fucking go.
Texans do. It's all yeehaw, howdy, howdy, thumbs and belt, big 10
howdy doody, fruity tooty, Gunther fruity time.
Hat bullshit. When it's just regular old fascist nonsense, you know, it's LARPy because it's a part of like Texas's incredibly annoying tendency to pretend that they're somehow more independent than other states. That's the LARP part. How does a state have a military? Well, they all have their own,
Did someone really ask that? Did someone really just ask that? Like, yeah, the National Guard is like, each state has like their own divisions and their own like segments of the National Guard that they oversee. That would technically be like the state's army, like theoretically, basically. So what? 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 Did someone really just ask that? Like, okay. Okay then.
National Guard detachments. The Texas Military Department is composed of the 3 branches of the military in the state of Texas. Wow. The Army National Guard, Air National Guard, and presumably Naval National Guard. No, Texas State Guard.
Oh my god, my friend Rip said he's even talking about it. I saw that. Texas is doing fast shit and something like that. I would kind of go there, but there's also no notification for a little NSFW group chat that I follow, and y'all don't need to see that.
Well, there you go. All 3 branches are administered by the state adjutant general and appointee.
Biden's our best. Need going to unsubscribe. Vosh, these states need to be crushed. Going back to not cool, but still thinking about it. I know, it's like, that's what kind of annoys me about Vosh sometimes. Like, because he does, like, throw out, like, a legit, like, some, like, lefty shit out there. And, honestly, I do think he is, like, a leftist, but just, not, like, I don't know, not, like, fucking, radical lefts, like, fucking, gonna march out in the street, at any second type of lefty. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But, like, I'd still say he is. Just kind of a little bit more, I guess, utilitarian, my guy, about it. Which I don't necessarily agree with, but, at least, all in all, like, mostly I still agree with a lot of his takes. So, I mean, like, that's why I'm still subscribed to him, because, I mean, it's like, every now and then, like, it's not like he says anything really disagreeable. I think he's as left as a liberal can get. Yeah. I kind of find it a little annoying that he kind of detaches himself from being a liberal, but it's like, you kind of are, though. I mean, not like a rad lib, so to speak, but definitely kind of like a progressive lefty lib, which, yeah, is about as left as a lib can get, but, I don't know, it's like, if he just, like, would be a little bit more honest and just kind of humble himself a little bit sometimes, I think, I would probably like him a lot more, but whatever. I mean, there's an element about, like, kind of that pompous, like, edgy smugness that I do kind of like a little bit, but, at the same time, it's like, man, like, it's sometimes you just gotta take the L, bro, you know what I mean?
Governor of Texas and fall under the command of the governor. That's how it works.
What the hell is a rad lib? I'll fight for no change at all. I don't know, think of, like, a Destiny. Or like a Dylan Burns or something like David Pacman probably is another variation. I mean, just think of people like that, basically. Like, a Destiny, a David Pacman type, a Dylan Burns type of guy, those type of dudes. I mean, they're kind of different flavors and variations, but, I mean, nonetheless, they're all, in their own ways, like, rad libs. So, I mean, they're basically, like, radical, like, electoral incrementalist types and shit like that. So they kind of come in different shades and stuff like that. One of them also being, like I said, like a Pac-Man type, which, not a major Stunlock side, but fuck him with every fiber of his atomic particle being. Like, just fuck that dude, honestly. Like, he's just an utter cretinous piece of shit. So, Israel is actually alright, has the right to defend itself, and here's, like, a sponsor, for 50% off if you use, fuck Palestine 15, to, like, get this promo code, blah, blah, blah. It's like, fuck that piece of shit. It's like, what a ugh.
There you go, folks. Are you all ready for the good old US of A?
Yeah.
To go to war with, the
Duty,
Texas military
honor,
department? Let's go.
Texas.
Let's go. Realistically, what would happen if the Fed
Who's
just
this
arrested-
again? David Pacman? What? Fair enough. Yeah, he's so fucking boring that he's kind of forgettable.
Remember? I mean, it could go any way, right? Like, this is the Texas, National Guard, right? A lot of these people are lunatics. They might just shoot. I mean, who knows? Pretty sure Biden can just nationalize them, then order them to stand down. I mean, that would depend on whether or not they answered, right? Texas has always had a pretty strong secessionist streak. There's a very real possibility that any direct contradiction there would actually lead to, like, some kind of, like, actual treason shit going on, Kind of hard to say. The U.S. National Guard is the
Pac-Man
national.
and Pac-Man. It's the latter, but take the C out of it. It's Pakman.
The National Guard. Every state has like a National Guard detachment that is.
Oh no, Pac-Man's gonna eat Palestine. Oh my god.
Controlled by like their state, the government, but they are ultimately like they fall under a chain of command that ultimately leads back to the president. So they may answer to Governor Abbott, but theoretically that can be contradicted by orders from the federal government. The question is, are the kinds of people who join up for the Texas National Guard crazy enough that they would ignore those orders? You know,
Probably. I mean, I guess it depends on how much they recognize the backlash when it comes to the, like the officers and, the higher ups in command of the Texas National Guard. People on the ground, maybe not as much.
Many such cases. Wonder how many nuclear warheads are stationed. Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh my god, it's someone. Oh my god, it would not get into like some weird nuclear status. Like, give me a break.
Texas can't use those nukes. Yeah, I know, 2DC, but it'll never happen. Abbott's office released a statement pushing blame on President Joe Biden. Texas is holding the line at our southern border with miles of additional razor wire and anti-climb barriers to deter and repel the record high levels of illegal immigration invited by President Biden's reckless open border policies. It's just all political theater.
And bullshit, too.
Instead of enforcing federal immigration laws, the Biden administration allows unfettered access for Mexican cartels to smuggle people into our country. Spokesperson Renee Easy
Smuggle people? What?
said. Texas will continue to deploy Texas National Guard soldiers, DPS troopers, and more barriers, utilizing every tool and strategy to respond to President Biden's ongoing border crisis. It's literally all it's all political theater. Like all of this is just like
bullshit, just straight bullshit.
Taking more pot shots at Biden.
And also lying about like what he's doing with the border when it comes to policies and shit. So it's like they're not even being honest in any fucking metric at this at all. Which, go figure, not shocked about that at all.
Well, just Nazi lies. Yeah, just Nazi lies. White House spokesperson Angelo Fernandez, redundant, said in a statement on Friday, Governor Abbott continues.
What if that is her middle name and her last name? Maybe it ain't that redundant. Fuck you, Bosh. How dare you?
That not only seek to demonize and dehumanize people, but that also make it harder and more dangerous for Border Patrol to do their jobs, whether it's leaving migrants on the side of the road in dead of winter, installing razor wire to make Border Patrol's job more dangerous, promoting extreme and unconstitutional laws like SB 4 or its latest actions in Eagle Pass. Governor Abbott has repeatedly proven he is not interested in solutions and only seeks to politicize the border. Selena says city officials are determining if they have legal options to regain control of the park. Abbott's been doing this for a while. Remember Abbott's policy of like busing migrants, just literally kidnapping busfuls of migrants and just throwing them up into Democrat states. And then when the migrants exit out into the Democrat states, he's like, haha, now you have brown people in your state. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, surely the liberals and NIMBYs in your states will certainly be as racist as me. Oh, wait, they're not. Well, fuck you anyway. Now you got the brown people. I'm a racist, bigoted fucking piece of shit.
Human trafficking, you mean? Yeah, no, fully. Yeah, 100%. The fact
I like how the state of Texas is basically, and Florida too, and just like, and I'm pretty sure they're not the only states that have done it, but I just love how these states are just like openly human trafficking and shit. It's like, yeah, I just like how that's just like, allowed, I guess, even though it isn't, but it just, no one does anything about it.
He hasn't been like tried for that is like purely an exercise in reinforcing.
Dude, if this happened in like 1899 or some shit, dude, like the federal government would step right the fuck in immediately, dude, because again, say what you want about like politicians of that time, like I mean, at least there would be some fucking balls used when it came to this shit. Like the fucking federal like National Guard would come and stepping in and overseeing shit against the state if they were doing stuff like this. I mean, again, say what you want, flaws and all with those motherfuckers. I mean, but it's just like, at least they had a backbone. They had some fucking balls that they would know how to use and, willing to use it. They had the fucking Clydesdale where they drop on a motherfucker and shove it right up their ass, when needed.
everyone's belief that like illegal immigrants or undocumented migrants aren't even people. Like you can literally just lie to them and send them to some other place. Like this would be a crime if anyone else did it, but because a Republican governor is doing it, it's like, well, whatever.
God love it. We need to make Texas a district. District of Texas, dude. The DT. The DT, dude. We need to make it the DT. And yeah, that video deserves a little bit, but like every time someone is against immigrants, it's like they can't. It's like they're taking our jobs. We don't know what kind of people are sneaking across the border. They could be violent criminals. And it's literally like every Mexican person I men's being like, "Hola, we're super nice and friendly. Would you like to have a nice, delicious feast that we've just recently made?" I mean, yeah, like same thing for me. Like, and and when I was like, in education, like outside of Wapipa, like I mean, it was pretty decently mixed with the second, biggest demographic being Hispanic people, and yeah, they're pretty chill. They're chill as fuck. So, like, in high school, like I hung out with some of them to the point where I even went over to their houses a few times, and shit be lit, dude. Like, I mean, watching like a Hispanic dad after work, cracking open a couple Modelo's and watching football, and not American football. I mean, like, soccer football, and just watching him go like nuts over his team when they're making like a win or something like that, dude. It's pretty legit. And then the mom making a bunch of tacos and stuff, like, because I remember it was like tacos and like fajitas and some other shit. And, and it's like, oh, here, please take something. Like, just openly, just like, oh, yes, here, we made a feast. We're pretty much like, demanding you eat some. And shit was fire as fuck, dude. Homemade fajitas, tacos, bruh. Delicious. That doesn't only extend to Mexicans or even immigrants. Well, yeah, I mean, that is true. I mean, yeah, like, I mean, most, like people that I, whether they're migrants or not, usually in my, past have always been relatively friendly. But usually it's just like, because whenever I recognize someone being kind of a dick, I usually kind of fuck off away from them. I don't usually spend that much time around that. So, I guess that probably plays a role. I always, tend to have a good vibe, and people with good vibes tend to, notice people with good vibes and kind of mingle around. Because I just be chill like that. Let's hope Streamlabs doesn't fuck with me on this. Please don't. Okay, good, it didn't. I see why Stefano said something about Texas. I guess Kyle released a video about it too. Which, go figure. And then the thumbnail of that one's like, 2 kids drowned, which, again, go fucking figure. Like Livon says, like, yeah, basically, those, barrier stuff. Yeah, you just die. Well, yeah, case in point. Let's see what that other one was. And trying to restrict child labor is making the upper class plot revolution. Dude, you're getting the business plot against you, dude. Oh my god. Come on, guys. The kids don't need the mines. You better do a General Sherman on their ass. You better do the General Sherman on that motherfucker. I tell you what. I tell you what, brother. Don't let the business plot succeed there, sir. Which, by the way, is a real thing if you don't know about it. Most people have been giving me shit in life. They've been white. Fuck them. I'm white and even. I'm sick of them. Same here, dude. Like, honestly, like, 99.9% of the time when I get Karens or just someone who's a jackass, it's usually white people. I mean, honestly. Unless they're like an immigrant white person, like, you know, for some other country or some shit. Then they tend to be a little bit more laid back. You're playing Brazil. So now you're having the Brazilian business plot. Oh my God. Dude, you're having like, you know, the fucking like granddad of Bolsonaro fucking plot a revolution against you, dude. Oh shit. It's like an amigo, this goes against our timeline. Fuck you. Trying to turn it into an anarcho-communist as an end goal. Well, Godspeed, good sir. Goldspeed. Actually, you know what? Here, hold on. Oh, since Vaughn actually brought that up, I'm going to share the video I was just watching, since it is topical. Oops. Boop. Okay, there we go. Yeah, one more little thing. There we go. We on the socialist actually spawn. Went from monarchy to presidential republic. So, you know, at least, you know, kind of starting the building blocks to it. I still need to get 53 at some point. At least I have Crusader Kings 3. Is that game playable yet? Because I need to get that shit updated. Last story got about 50 upvotes for both parts, so that's cool. Hey, nice. Get your recognition. Fuck yeah, I'll tell you what. Oh shit, Rip City's typing. I see it. I see there be a typing. Let's see what he says. I'll load this last little bowl and get myself ready for work. All that bullshit. And some dude wants to narrate in Spanish. Ooh, that's pretty cool. Nice. Like Ripsy's comment, we need to return to Dark Brandon to open a can of whoop ass. We're all getting this old man Brandon sleeping on the job. And yeah, and I'm getting sick of that too. I'm just gonna sleep on the job. It's like, ugh. What a fuck, dude. What a piece of shit. I'm for American butt t-shirt on. For American, but that's just my opinion, boy. Well, oh shit, dude. Oh shit. Yeah, I need out there narrating about this type of dog voice, tell you what. Dude, just for the memes, I'll actually do that. So, alright, we're doing this and translating of, you know, American English, tell you what, bud. So we're gonna add a little bit of that flavor to this all by, you know, audible, tell you what. I just like a couple little boomhauer moments in there and shit every now and then. Man, it was not windy for a good chunk of the morning and afternoon. Now it's all fucking windy. Great. That's great. But anyway. Well, let's get myself. Wait, hold up. I want to get back to focusing mainly on comedy horror. I feel like my stories have been too dark lately. Should do like, if you do, try to like, maybe like incorporate like some like Spaceballs-esque style, like fucking like comedic kind of like, horror element or some shit. It's always good, little, like fall back to kind of go on some like, Mel Brooks style comedy. I don't know how you do it, but I know you got the ability. But I just kind of hope work is actually still fucking slow as fuck considering the weather. Despite whatever sales, that might be going on and shit. It's a good idea. Yeah, we got to popping off some good ideas lately. The creative juices have been kind of getting going. I need to kind of like get some creative juices, some of my own shit. Popping off some good ideas here. Like, what the fuck? You need to start writing some of this down. Like that pinball machine idea, and stuff. I need to make sure I get that written down. There's like another one from earlier. Like, yeah, so I need to start writing some of these down. Actually, legit. Like, these are some, like, popping off some good ideas lately. But anyhow, at least I'll go for now. Get myself back here once I'm all done with work, which hopefully is chill as fuck, but we'll see. But at least for now, peace out, and we'll see you on the next one.